Today's story takes us deep into the heart of Mabira Hill, a place where tradition rules, secrets whisper through the banana fields, and the past refuses to stay buried. This is the story of the wives of Mabira Hill and the daughter who returned home to uncover a truth that almost destroyed her entire family.
When Zorina Mbogo received the message that her mother had died, she was seated in a boardroom in Kampala, fighting for a promotion she had earned but was still expected to prove she deserved. Her phone vibrated silently under the table, and she almost ignored it until she saw the sender. Aunt Kirabo, her mother's only sister. The message was short. "Your mother is gone. She left something for you. Come home. It cannot wait." Zuri felt the world slow down. For 6 years, she had avoided returning to Mabira Hill, the one place that held her happiest childhood memories and her deepest wounds. She had left after the night her father, Chief Jemba Nambogo, told her she should stop asking questions about family matters that were above her. It was the night her mother begged her to run, to chase her dreams, to leave the weight of the Nambogo legacy behind. Now, she was being called back, and her mother had left something that could not wait. That night, Zuri sat on the floor of her apartment and opened the envelope, and Kirabu had delivered in person. Inside was a single handwritten note. "Find the woman your father fears most. S.K." Below it was her mother's signature. Zuri packed her bags before dawn. Whatever secrets her mother had carried to the grave, she was ready to face them. She thought she was. She was wrong. The road to Mabira Hill was the same, long, red, and winding, but the weight in her chest was different. As her SUV climbed the final slope, the compound came into view. The grand Nambogo estate with its 4 houses around a courtyard, like a small kingdom. A kingdom built on tradition and ruled by women. Her father had 3 official wives, each with their own house, their own children, and their own grudges. The village joked that the Nambogo compound needed a prime minister to run, not a chief. Zuri stepped out of the car, and the compound went silent. Eyes watched her from every corner, maids, cousins, her siblings, and the wives. The first wife, Mama Naka, approached, wrapped in a brown gomesi that looked as hard as her expression. "Zuri," she said, her voice cold as river stone. "Mama Naka," Zuri replied calmly. The second wife, Lydia, peeked from behind her veranda with feigned shyness. Amina leaned against the pillar, smiling too sweetly for someone who never smiled unless she wanted something. Then her father emerged. Chief Jemba looked older than she remembered. His beard whiter, shoulders bent, eyes tired. "My daughter," he said softly. Regret colored every syllable. She did not hug him. Not yet. He cleared his throat. "Your mother wished for you to come home. There is much we must discuss." Zuli swallowed the sharp pain clawing at her ribs. They buried her mother the next morning. But the ghosts would not stay buried. 3 days after the burial, Zuri could not shake the feeling that someone was watching her. Every night, she heard footsteps behind her window. Soft, careful, waiting. On the 4th night, she followed them. Under the cover of darkness, barefoot, guided only by moonlight, she walked through the banana fields until she reached the forbidden grove. A patch of sacred ground children were warned not to play around. That's where she saw her. A woman dressed in white. Her hair loose, her feet bare, humming a lullaby that Zuri had not heard since childhood. The woman turned. Her eyes glowed with gentle sadness. "You found me," she said softly. Zuri stepped back. "Who are you?" The woman smiled faintly. "I am the one your father fears most." The note. SK. Zuri's pulse hammered in her ears. "Your SK?" The woman nodded. "I am Sanyu Kabarole, your father's first wife." Zuri's breath caught in her throat. "That's impossible! The wives, there are only 3. Sanyu tilted her head. "There were 4 before the world was told otherwise." Under the towering Movule tree, Sanyu told her story. She had married Jemba Manbogo when he was young, ambitious, and not yet blinded by wealth or politics. She bore him a child, a son who was meant to inherit everything. But shortly after his birth, someone in the compound tried to poison her, to kill her, to erase her existence, to claim the inheritance for their own. Chief Jemba smuggled her out of the compound and hid her in the forbidden grove, guarded by loyal villagers. They spread rumors that she had died to protect her and the child. "But someone knows I am alive," Sanyu whispered, "and they still want me dead." Zuri struggled to breathe. "Who?" Sanyu shook her head. "You must find out. The answer lies in the inheritance ledger. The real one, not the copy your father shows the wives." Zuri swallowed. "And where is it?" Sanyu looked up at the stars. "In your mother's old room." Her heart squeezed painfully. Her mother had known. Her mother had protected this secret for years. And now she was gone. The next morning, chaos erupted. Amina, the third wife, collapsed in the courtyard, frothing at the mouth, trembling violently. Poison. Again. Mama Naka screamed orders at the servants. Lydia fainted dramatically like actresses in Nigerian films. Children cried. The compound turned into a storm. Zuri stepped forward. Her voice sliced through the noise. "Everyone stop!" The courtyard froze. Zuri knelt beside Amina. The signs were unmistakable. This was not food poisoning. This was deliberate. Her father arrived moments later, breathless. "Zuri, this cannot continue." She stood slowly. "Someone here is willing to kill to protect their position." Silence. Cold. Heavy. Everyone avoided her gaze. Everyone had something to lose. Which meant everyone had something to gain. That night, Zuri snuck into her mother's old room, still untouched, still scented with lemongrass and shea butter. She pulled apart every drawer, cushion, and basket until her fingers brushed something wooden behind the bed frame. A box, locked. Inside was the real ledger. Names, assets, land, businesses, stock accounts. And at the bottom, the name of the rightful heir. Zuri's eyes widened. It wasn't one of the official wives' sons, not even the eldest. It was the baby Sanyu had born. The child the world believed dead. The true heir was Sanyu's son. Zuri shut the ledger quickly. This knowledge could get her killed.
The next morning, Zuri summoned all 3 wives to the living room. The atmosphere was thick with suspicion. She remained standing while they sat. "I need answers," she began, "and we will start now." Mama Naka scoffed. "You return after 6 years and think you can speak to us like soldiers?" Zuri's voice remained calm. "You poisoned one wife, now another is nearly dead. Someone here is playing a dangerous game." Lydia clutched her chest. "God forbid I am a peaceful woman." A lie. Everyone knew it.
Amina, weak but alive, leaned against a pillow. Whoever did this wants the inheritance. All eyes shifted at once toward Mama Naka, the first wife, the one with the most to lose. She stood abruptly. I built this family. I held this home together. If anyone deserves the inheritance, it is my children. Zuri watched her carefully. Her anger was real, but anger wasn't the same as guilt. She said, keeping her voice calm, "There is a hidden heir." Silence, shocking, electric. "What?" Amina whispered. "A child your husband hid to protect. A child someone tried to kill." Mama Naka's hand shook. Lydia gasped loudly. "God forbid! You mean a fourth wife existed?" Zuri nodded. "She is alive." Amina shrieked in disbelief. "That ghost woman, she's real?" Zuri said nothing, but the wives knew. This was bigger than any of them imagined. And someone in that room had tried to kill Sanju and was now attacking the others. That evening, Zuri confronted her father directly. "Where is the child?" she demanded. Chief Jemba stared into his tea. His hands trembled. "Away," he whispered, "hidden where no one can reach him. I failed Sanju once. I will not fail their child." "You are still failing," Zuri snapped. "People are dying." His father closed his eyes. "I know who is behind this," he murmured. Zuri leaned forward. "Who?" But he shook his head. "It is not time." She slammed her palm on the table. "When will it be time? When you bury another wife? When they come for your hidden son?" He did not respond, but the shame on his face told her everything. Someone he loved, someone he trusted was the killer. The truth arrived the same way dawn does, slowly at first, then all at once. Later that night, Zuri found Lydia sneaking into her father's office. She followed her silently. Lydia rifled through shelves until she found a stack of documents. She whispered triumphantly, "Finally, proof!" Zuri stepped into the light. "Looking for the ledger?" Lydia froze. "You're the one poisoning the wives," Zuri said softly. "You want the inheritance for your son." Lydia laughed bitterly. "Do you think I care about money? This is about justice." Zuri blinked. "What justice?" Lydia's eyes hardened. "That man, your father, ruined my life, Zuri. He promised me I would be the only wife. Then he married Naka, then Amina, and all of you looked down on me." Zuri's voice tightened. "So you tried to kill Sanju?" Lydia nodded without shame. She was the first one, the chosen one, the one he truly loved. If she stayed, none of us would have mattered. Zuri stepped back. "What about the baby?" Lydia's expression twisted. "I tried, but the child survived. Someone hid him." Zuri felt nauseous. Lydia stepped closer, her voice venom. "One drop and you'll follow your mother." Before she could open it, someone crashed through the doorway. Mama Naka. Without hesitating, she slapped the vial out of Lydia's hand and it shattered on the wall. "You evil, small-hearted witch!" Naka screamed, grabbing Lydia by the shoulders. "You bring death into my home?" They struggled violently. Zuri shouted, Lydia clawed, furniture overturned. Finally, with one powerful shove, Naka pinned Lydia to the floor. "You will answer for every sin," Naka hissed. "Every drop of poison." Lydia sobbed bitterly. They deserved it. They took everything from me. No, Zuri whispered. You took everything from yourself. Lydia was removed from the compound and delivered to the Council of Elders. Several other crimes came to light. The village would judge her. But peace did not return easily. The wives mourned their losses. Children hid in fear. Chief Jemba withdrew from all leadership roles. And Sanju watched from the grove. Zuri visited her the next morning. It's over, she said quietly. Sanju shook her head. No, this is only the beginning. The child must be brought home. Zuri exhaled shakily. Then let's bring him home. Sanju stared at her long and deeply. Your mother knew you were the only one who could save this family, and she was right. Zuri felt tears prick her eyes. Where is he? She asked. Sanju smiled gently. In the mountains, she said, with those who kept us alive. He is 15 now, strong, intelligent, ready. Zuri nodded slowly. Then I'll go get him. 3 weeks later, Zuri stood at the gates of Mabira Hill as the villagers gathered, whispering excitedly. The sun was low, turning the compound gold. Dust rose from the road as a figure approached. A young boy walked beside her, tall, bright-eyed, carrying Sanju's calm dignity and Jemba's sharp features. The hidden heir. Sanju stepped out of the grove, tears streaming down her face. My son! He ran to her and she held him tightly, shaking from relief. The wives watched silently, some with remorse, others with acceptance, all aware that the future had changed forever. Zuri placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. This is your home, she whispered. He looked out at Mabira Hill with determination, and the story of the Nambogos began a new chapter. One without poison, one without secrets, one guided by the truth her mother had died to protect. Zuri exhaled deeply, feeling the weight lift from her chest. The hill felt different now, safer, full of possibility. The ghosts had finally been laid to rest, and Mabira Hill, scarred, shaken, but still standing, welcomed its true heir.